Michael Cohen cross-examined and destroyed.
Michael Cohen was cornered in what appeared to be a lie.
Biden and Trump will meet June 27th on CNN, and one of Biden's debate conditions was not having an audience. So that explains why it's on CNN.
Will Trump demand a drug test before the debate?
He's done some kind of an enhancement, in my opinion.
These police officers out here today, that's thousands of student scholarships. What job do I have if the students don't have a future?
Happy DEI Thursday. Plus,
you're okay with paying the bill for a man?
Absolutely. Want to go to lunch?
it's day 18 in the trial for a crime the Democrats still haven't named. Michael Cohen suffering under a blistering cross-examination today. And oh boy, did he fall apart. The prosecution's entire case rested on one phone call that Michael Cohen says took place. Cohen testified that he called Trump's head of security and told him that the Stormy payment was taken care of. That was the big link between Trump and the money. Today it came out the call never happened. Trump's defense lawyers showed Cohen a sheet of text messages on the night he claims he made that call. Turns out Cohen had been getting prank calls from a 14-year-old and called Trump's security chief to ask if he could sic the Secret Service on him. Trump's defense attorney raising his voice, zeroing in on Cohen. That was a lie. You did not talk to President Trump. Cohen panicked, shifted in his seat, voice cracking. I'm not certain that's accurate. But the call logs don't lie. It was a Perry Mason moment. Sources inside the courtroom tell us the entire jury's jaw hit the floor. And never Trump or George Conway put his hands to his face and stared at the ceiling. CNN couldn't believe it.
Michael Cohen was cornered in what appeared to be a lie.
I don't think I've ever seen a star cooperating witness get his knees chopped out quite as clearly and dramatically as what just happened with Michael Cohen.
It does seem pretty bad, though.
This does seem, I feel like there are a lot of questions that have been raised.
I think if I was a juror in this case, watching that, I would think this guy's making this up as he's going along.
Donald Trump called it fascinating.
I think it was a very interesting day. It was a fascinating day. And it shows what a scam this whole thing is. I'm spending a lot of time and I'm spending a lot of money, which is what they want. They want me to spend my time and my money. And I'm willing to do it because ultimately we have to fight for the Constitution.
The entire testimony was a disaster. Trump's lawyer played for the jury. Michael Cohen sounding like a lunatic on his podcasts. A very different Michael Cohen from what the jury had seen inside of court.
I truly hope that this man ends up in prison. It won't bring back the year that I lost or the damage done to my family, but revenge is a dish best served cold. And you better believe I want this man to go down and rot inside for what he did to me and my family. He is about to get a taste of what I went through, and I promise you, it's not fun.
Jurors peered up at Cohen while the tape played. They were embarrassed for him. Cohen looked down at the ground, also embarrassed. Imagine being a juror, listening, and realize you just spent your whole month away from work, away from your family, to listen to a case in which the star witness is exposed as a fanatic, seeking revenge on the defendant. The defense caught Cohen in lie after lie. At one point, the lawyer says, "Did you ever ask for a pardon?" Cohen says no. Then the lawyer pulled out a deposition where Cohen asked for a pardon. The whole courtroom just shakes their head. The defense painted a picture of a jilted lawyer who'd been passed over for White House chief of staff and who even had a hard time getting tickets to the inauguration. Cohen was suicidal and was forced to admit under oath that he had a vendetta against Trump. If you're a juror and you hear the star witness say that, not good. Michael Cohen's former lawyer told Fox this morning that Cohen said he never had anything on Trump, which would make sense because if Cohen did have dirt on Donald, he would have handed it to the feds on a silver platter to stay out of prison.
Besides making that statement, I swear to God,
I don't have anything on Donald Trump. He also said more times than that answer, guys, I want you to understand, I will do whatever the F I have to do. I will never spend a day in jail. And then he'd slam his hand on the conference room table. And what does that mean to you? That means this guy is saying, I will lie, cheat, steal, do whatever I have to do. I'm not going to jail.
As Johnny Cochran said, if it doesn't fit, you must acquit. And nothing here seems to fit. Bragg's whole case is hanging on a liar, a phone call that never happened, and a crime that no one can name. Bragg hasn't offered any proof that this payment was a campaign finance violation, that Trump knew or believed it was a campaign finance violation, and that he willfully falsified business records to cover it up. How do you cover up a crime that doesn't exist? Fox News legal editor Carrie Kupek, Urban, joins me now. All right, Ms. Orban. What was it like in the courtroom today when that moment came where that phone call maybe didn't happen?
It was a little bit like My Cousin Vinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and very intense. Everyone was paying very close attention. Cohen was uncomfortable. And, you know, just for Todd Blanche, Donald Trump's lawyer, to say, you lied, didn't you? It was, you know, it was quite a moment. It was made for TV in a lot of ways. But you know what was interesting about those text messages that we all looked at, and this was part of his case as to why Trump never even had this phone call with, Cohen didn't have the phone call with Trump, is that this 14-year-old who was apparently pranking Michael Cohen was bullying him back. It was unbelievable. This kid started begging, please don't tell my parents, please don't call the Secret Service. I'm in all caps begging him. And he was like, give me, you know, your parents' number, your guardian's number. He was relentless. And the kid was apologizing, saying he was sorry, he didn't realize what he was doing. And so he was even after him.
He's an unhinged monster that calls the Secret Service on a prank phone call from a 14-year-old. When the jury hears that, do you just see them putting their hands and like just covering their eyes?
Well, yeah, because they put the text messages up in front of us, and I'm thinking, this guy is a psycho. You know, we first heard the audio where he's, you know, screaming like a lunatic, like a used car salesman, you know, gleefully anticipating Donald Trump going to jail. We're watching him on these text messages bully this 14-year-old kid. Then it turns out that phone call may never even have happened, which the case, the state's case really hinges on that in a lot of ways.
What was the state doing when this whole thing was happening? Was Bragg looking for food in his bag and just eating his feelings away? What was he saying?
The state was objecting a lot this morning. They were objecting a lot because it was one part of the, you know, at certain points it was a little hard to follow. But then I realized it's because we were going through lie after lie after lie, an inconsistent statement, you know, galore. And so after a while, you're thinking, okay, which lie was this? I have to remember where we're at this point. What year was this lie? That's really how it felt.
All right, so they're losing track of lies. They're piling so high. There's today, I think, you're going to be off tomorrow because of the graduation.
That's right.
Back on Monday. You're going to finish them off possibly on Monday? Maybe one last bite?
Maybe. You know, it's an open question as to whether the former president is going to testify. Of course, if he were to do that, which I would not recommend,
no,
that would change the schedule. But right now, it looks like the evidence could be presented in full. The case is rested on Monday. Maybe it goes to a jury on Tuesday. Maybe we get a verdict on Thursday. But we'll see.
You hear that?
That's aggressive.
A Thursday verdict prediction.
Aggressive.
All right. Thank you so much, Carrie. Urban. The former president didn't show up to court alone this morning. Came with a posse, and the posse's getting bigger.
This is a made-up crime. No other American in the country would be charged with this type of crime. It's like the Mr. Potato Head doll of crimes, where they had to stick together a bunch of things that did not belong together.
We have a judge whose daughter is making money. We have a judge whose family is enriching themselves on what's happening today. Any judge worth their salt would have recused themselves.
It is corrupt lawfare. It's the Biden prosecutions, and Biden, you're going to lose this election cycle.
I'm AI Donald Trump, and I approve this message. The fake news. Wake the woke, wake up America. It's not about the left or the right, but what is right and what is wrong. Tune into newswars.ai.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
Be sure to get out and vote early.